Okay, welcome guys to my first tutorial on ninja.io. So, yep, this tutorial will be about different tips and tactics and tricks you can use to improve your gameplay, improve your game in ninja.io, increase your skill and be a better player in general. So my main focus will be Barret, but of course, most of the tricks I will teach you will be applied to like every any other weapon. So yeah, I hope it will be helpful to you. And yeah, so where I would like to start is I think I would like to talk about the different types of weapons first, because this is the most important part in my opinion. And it's like the weapon you play is very important, because like depending on the weapon, um you will like to use different kind of techniques, different kind of tactics. So first of all, I want to say that I mainly play on Barret, so my main weapon is Barret, but of course I can play on other weapons as well, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. I mainly use as a primary weapon my Barret and a chainsaw as the secondary weapon. Why I use those weapons, I think it's pretty obvious. First, Barret is very strong. It gives you, like the ability to demonstrate your aiming skills, demonstrate your speed, because like it requires a lot of precision to kill your enemy, as well as it requires a lot of you can improve infinitely on that weapon, like as well as on any other weapon. But Barret, I really like that weapon because like it just one shot, it kills your enemy instantly. Yeah, a lot of pro players in Ninja that use the Barret thing. Besides that, like I use Barret in any other like shooter games, like CS:GO, and like they're I don't like basically any other shooter game you can think of. Yeah, like Borderlands, and yeah, there are a lot of them. So basically, sniper is my main and weapon, and I really recommend playing on that weapon, because like if you play on that weapon, you're gonna improve your skill no matter what you do, because I think the skills you learn while playing on the Barret will be really helpful to learn any other weapon, because like ultimately all that's required from you, like whatever weapon you're using, is to kill your enemy. But in order to kill your enemy, you have to aim at the enemy and shoot in the direction of enemy to kill it, right? So Barret teaches you exactly do that, right? Okay. Yeah, so that was my like opinion about the primary weapon. Mm, yeah, and my advice, from this talk, you can take that Barret is the best weapon as a primary weapon. Second, okay, so like the second thing I want to talk about is the secondary weapon. Okay, so the secondary weapons, like there are just a few of them. Let me just show you. Okay. Um, let's just play a random game. As you can see, there's a chainsaw, there's a bowl, there's an RPG, deagles, Mag 10, bow, and boomerang. So boomerang is a quite new weapon. It's pretty cool. But it requires like a different type of skill. So I'm not gonna talk about boomerang right now, but I do really recommend playing on it. It's pretty fun. So yeah. Okay, so let's start with the chainsaw. So chainsaw is my main secondary weapon. I like it very much because it's like the opposite of Barret. Okay, so like whenever your enemy is close to you, like it's really hard to hit it with a Barret, because like he's like going like around your um your character. It's trying to avoid your sniper shot. So whenever I find um my enemy close to me, I use the chainsaw. Like for example here. Um, yeah. So this is team fight. So yeah, I can use it right here. But yeah, you got the idea. Chainsaw is good whenever you're close to your enemy. So like it's the opposite of the Barret, and I think the chainsaw is really good with Barret. It's really great with Barret. But of course, there are other weapons that are good with Barret. So, like for example, RPG is a pretty decent weapon. To be honest, it gives you the ability to shoot twice. Like if you're using Barret, of course. Like if you miss with Barret, you can always use RPG. And yeah, it's like a second chance to hit your enemy. It's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of pro players use RPG as their main secondary weapon. I'm not a big fan of RPG because it has a very long reload time. I don't like it. I don't like waiting like I think at least 5 seconds to reload like both of my weapons. I think it will be at least like 5 something. I don't know. I didn't count, so but it takes a lot of time. So I don't like it. Will I recommend using it? Of course, using RPGs requires like a huge skill, and a lot of pro players who use RPG as their main secondary weapon are pretty skilled and are very good at it. So yeah, a chainsaw RPG, very good with sniper, going very well with sniper. Okay. So I'm not gonna talk about bowl, because bowl like is just like a weapon, for fun. So yeah, I don't think it's a fighting weapon. So yeah. Now the next weapon is deagles. Okay, so like the next weapons are deagles. What can I say about deagles? Deagles was once very strong weapon. I mean, in Ninja.io, it required a lot of skill to use it. You had to shoot it very fast, but if you're really skilled at it, you can get a lot of kills. And I think like there was a moment where all the pro Barret users, all the pro sniper players were using, almost all of them were using Barret, I mean Deagles, as their secondary weapon. So yeah, Deagles are very good, but now they got nerfed, and you almost don't see those weapons. I mean, you almost don't see that as a secondary weapon because their damage was reduced. It was like before it was very strong weapon because it had a high damage. And yeah, like you can just kill, like you could just kill everyone uh by one hit. Like if you hit them like with deagles yeah, in the enemy head, that enemy will be dead. But now you need to shoot at least like a few times before it dies. So yeah, deagles got nerfed a lot, so nobody is using it right now. So my recommendation: don't use it right now. But generally, if its damage gets if it gets better in the future, you can use it. Okay. So let's talk about next weapon is Mach 10. So yeah. So my opinion about Mach 10 is that it's ridiculously strong. So it has a lot of damage. Its range is ridiculously huge. Its reload time is very, like it can reload very fast. And yeah, I think this weapon is just unbalanced. So my opinion, use it to gain kills, like to increase your your rank, your a skill rank, but my opinion, I think it will be nerfed because I don't know. I don't think this weapon is balanced at all. If someone disagree with me, please leave a comment. I will be able to elaborate about that. But yeah, this weapon is just very strong. It's just ridiculously strong. It can kill you with a one shot. I mean, my experience is that like it can kill you with just one shot in your head. But besides that, if you're using a Barret against it, there is no way you can defend against that weapon. I mean, if someone is shooting Mach 10 at you, there is no way you're gonna do anything about that. You're just gonna die. If that player is a good player and he's using Mach 10, just give up. Or use a Mach 10 yourself. So yeah, Mach 10, use it to gain your, like, to improve your skill rank, but not your skill, of course. So my recommendation, use it only when you want to increase your level. Okay. Okay, the next weapon is bow. So bow is generally like a very balanced weapon, but the thing is that about this weapon is that it requires, you know, like a lot of skill with your movement. If you don't move a lot, if you love to just sit around and kill people, bow is not the best weapon. But if you move a lot, you like to, you know, move around, then bow is a very good weapon, my opinion. And yeah, if it got like a little more damage, I think its damage is very low right now. It should be increased, I think, just a little bit. That would be good. So yeah, it will really be a good weapon, but right now it's not that strong. It's good if you want to improve your skill. It requires a lot of skill to use this weapon. It requires a lot of moving skills, you know, the dodging skills to dodge other weapons when you use bow. So yeah, generally very good weapon. Needs a little bit of more damage and will be very balanced weapon in my opinion. So yeah, the next weapon I want to talk about, the secondary weapon, is, I think it was boomerang. So yeah, I said about boomerang. Boomerang is very cool weapon. If you know how to use it, I suggest you practice it. Maybe it will be the most common used weapon in the future. Right now it is not. So my opinion, use it for fun, but I don't think it will generally increase your skill, like your Barret skills or your dodging skills. It is a completely different. It requires a completely different approach to use it. It's like the shock rifle. It's, those two weapons are new, so I don't have an opinion about them yet. Okay. Now we talked about weapons, right? Yeah, I talked about the secondary weapons. The primary weapons, I said that there are two types of weapons. Like, one of them is the spawn weapons, the other ones are just like the normal weapons, in my opinion. So spawn weapons are all of them besides shotgun, M79, Barret, carbine, and Avenger. Maybe Avenger can be a spam weapon as well. So yeah, Barret, carbine, Ling gun. I don't think this is a spawn weapon. Yeah, Ling gun is not a spawn weapon. By the way, if you're using a Ling gun, is that your favorite weapon? I really think you're good. Like, because I like that weapon a lot. I don't use it much, but I when I was just starting, that was one of my main weapons. Ling gun is very cool in my opinion. It's not a spawn weapon. You can spawn with that. I mean, you can't just randomly shoot around you and kill people. right? So it's not a spawn weapon at all. It requires a lot of skill to use it. So I suggest, if you want to improve your skill in playing this game, I suggest using it. So yeah, Link gun, Barret, Carbine, shotgun, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and finally M79. Okay, so I talked about primary weapons, I talked about secondary weapons. Now let's go to the main part of this video. And yeah, the main part is, of course, how to get better at ninja.io. So imagine you're playing ninja.io and you choose Barret, as I already talked. Barret is the best weapon to improve your skill. And your secondary weapon, for example, is chainsaw. Okay, no, it's not. It shouldn't be necessarily chainsaw, but I like chainsaw, so yeah, we're gonna stick with it right now. There are a lot of ways to improve your skill in ninja.io, and there are a lot of tricks. But I mean, the best strategy to improve your skill is, of course, the practice. Okay, so what do I mean by practice? I mean by practice, I mean like play a lot of games, try to get used to the weapons, um, try to kill people, try to understand how the game works, mechanics works, how to like improve your like finger skills or whatever it is, like your reaction speed and so on. So yeah, that's the main part. But of course, that doesn't mean like there are no good ways of actually getting better right away. I mean, some people don't know about simple tricks that can make their game very good, and like it doesn't require a lot of practice. It just requires understanding of the game. And yeah, I mean, it's like a theory that every single pro player should know, and I want to talk about that right now, because I believe that practice is something that takes time. I don't think that my video will be any use if I talk about how to practice better or something. I think we all know how to practice, right? I mean, you just play the game. Yeah, that's it. But what I want to talk about is how to effectively use different tricks in this game, like how to use the resources in this game that provided, um, um, how to understand different parts of the game, what to do like in different like different situations. So that will be very useful in my opinion, and that really, like, if I knew that when I was just starting the game, that will be very helpful to me in my opinion. Okay, so let's start with the most important thing in this game, is that I mean, not in this game, I mean, as I already said, I'm gonna use Barret. Okay, so what is the most important thing in using Barret? What you think? I think it's aiming, right? How to aim at your opponent so you can shoot and kill it, right? So I think there are a lot of like tutorials about aiming, like in different games, not just in ninja.io, where aiming is very important in that games. And there are a lot of tutorials about them, and a lot of people say you have to practice. You need to aim, like you need to start with the with trying to like aim a little bit, and then shoot, and then try to increase your speed over the time. I think that's not the best approach, and like it's misunderstood. I played a lot of games with Barretts, And in none of them, that kind of technique, trying to um, gain, you know, like speed of shooting, is not what you have to aim at. Okay, in my opinion, that's the worstest way of learning to shoot with snipers, with Barretts. Why I think like that? Let me explain. Okay, so for example, imagine that I'm playing with Barret and I go right here and I aim. Okay, my opponent is gone. Now I go back. I couldn't aim, but let me bring an example here. So I aim and I wait till opponent comes. I aim at him, I shoot, nothing happens, he's not dead. I go again, I try again, and I'm dead right now. Okay, so um, whenever you try to do that, whenever you try, go right here, aim, and shoot. You see, I was shooting at this guy, but I killed that guy accidentally. Okay, so I don't think this kind of strategy works because it requires a lot of time to aim, and in my opinion, the longer you take like time to aim, the longer, the worse you're gonna shoot. That's my opinion. Why I said that? Um, so I said it because of my own experience, of course, but I can't, of course, use my subjective experience to objectify, like some kind of reasoning. Um, I just know that, uh, like I watched a lot of about. I once uh was going to a shooting range, and I have experience using a real weapons to shoot real targets. I mean, not people, but targets in the shooting range. So the most important thing I've learned in that shooting range is that you don't have to aim. Why I said that? I mean, of course, teachers told me to learn to aim, but longer I was trying to learn to aim, the worse I was doing it. I mean, I didn't see any improvement. I was actually getting worse at that. So I decided just to shoot, like without aiming. And that was the secret. So once I started doing that, once I stopped aiming at anything, I gained a lot of confidence. I started getting better at it, and yeah, I improved my skills. Um, so that's my kind of subjective experience, and that's my kind of advice. You don't have to take my word for it. I mean, you can just try and see if that actually works for you. But yeah, that's my personal opinion about that. Don't try to aim. Don't take your time to aim. Just shoot. Just shoot in the direction of the enemy. If you miss, that's okay. You will try again. You will do that again, and like you will notice that uh, once you're not trying to aim, your aim becomes really good. I mean, that's kind of impressive because how like it's kind of doesn't make sense, but it works for me. So yeah. Okay, so that was my opinion about that, and that was my advice. Yeah. Do I have to say anything else about that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and of course, as I already told you, practice will make you better at anything. Doesn't matter aiming, um, throwing grenades, using your secondary weapons, like improving uh, your reaction time, like reducing your reaction time, and so on. But basically, practice will make you better. But my tip is never aim. That's it. Now let's talk about the next tip I want to give you. And what will be the next most important tip I would like to talk about? I think it should be, yeah, I think it should be throwable weapons. The, the grenades, the shurikens, yeah, everything else. So like there are just three types of um um like throwable weapons: shurikens, cluster grenades, and just regular grenades. Okay, so why I want to talk about them is that because those are it might sound surprising to you, but those are very important to know how to use, because a lot of people don't even use them. A lot of new players especially don't ever even try to use that weapon. So what do I mean by that? um let me better show you that how to actually use those secondary weapons. So as you already know, like if you played Ninja.io, like you use your secondary weapon pressing the button E. Of course, you can customize your uh, uh I don't know, customize your settings to have like a different key for that, for the grenades, but I don't recommend it. I don't know, it's up to you, but I don't recommend it because it's the default thing. It really works well. So yeah. um so okay, so that was about how to use them. Now let's talk about the main part I was want to talk about, the throwable weapons, is that most of the people don't know how to use them properly, don't know um how to uh I mean, not I'm sorry, not using them properly, but how to use them effectively, how to use them um that will maximize their efficiency at killing enemies, at gaining kills. So the first thing you should know about is that when you respawn, when you die and then you respawn, you get free free shurikens. You have to use them immediately. Okay, just throw them away. It doesn't matter. Just um throw them with as much force as you can. And yeah, the what do I mean by force? I mean that if you hold the button E, it will throw with much greater force, and it will have a much more damage. I mean, if you just like use it like this, and this, you can see like there's like different force. The first one was faster. It even killed someone. I wasn't trying to kill someone, but I killed someone, and that's what I'm actually talking about. Try to often use your throwable grenades wherever you can. Okay, so why I said that? I mean, why just waste your resources? Someone will say. Well, because whenever you use your grenades, you have a potential of killing someone. Okay, so there might be an enemy out there and he might die because of your grenades, and you will have a free kill without, I mean, the enemy wouldn't even see you, and you will get a kill. Isn't that cool? I mean, that's very cool. And I would like to say that like the third of my kills are from throwable grenades. And let me show you actually. As you can see, sorry, not third, but um let's just count. So I have 2,200 kills from hand grenades, 1,100 kills from shurikens, and 500 kills. It's like 1,611, 2,200, so it will be 3,816 kills 3,000. It's like the most. It's like almost the third of the kills I get from Barret. Okay, so that's pretty cool, right? Um, I mean, if you can just have a free kill, why not just spam that weapon? Why not just throw that weapons in the darkness and hope for a kill, right? So yeah, always spam your throwable grenades, always use them. When you respawn, just use your shurikens, just throw them somewhere. And yes, so that was the main point. But what I want to also talk about, how to throw them. This is very important too. If you wanna get better at throwing them, it's very important to understand when to throw and how to throw. Okay, so let me just show you. Let me just find a random map. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to throw your grenades and things properly. So okay, so imagine I'm just standing right here. So as you can see, I'm just standing right here. So I can throw my grenade anywhere, right? I can throw it right here, but there's no enemy. Why I have to waste the grenade right there, right? So don't use it. If you don't see enemies, it doesn't mean you have to, like, my advice doesn't mean you just have to throw them, like, in general direction. You can even kill yourself. Like, if you throw it right here, see, I took a damage. It's not the smartest and brightest thing to do. So yeah, my advice is throw them off. Like, try to, even if there are no enemies, like, you can try to throw the grenade off the screen where there's a possibility of the enemy. So let me bring an example. So right here, okay, right here, the best place to throw is either up in that direction where there can be an enemy. So either right there. See, the grenade went like all the way there off the screen, and there could be an enemy. Or you can throw the grenade right there. See, like an enemy came from there. So like, you have to understand where the enemy can be, and you have to expect the enemy. That's a good advice too. So always tries to expect the enemy. So let me see. I don't see the enemy, right? But I know there's an enemy. I just throw the grenade. I couldn't kill him with the grenade, but you got the idea, right? Throw it somewhere, hope for the best, and you will get a kill. I can assure you that 2 out of 10 times you will get a kill if you throw it in the right way. Okay. So this advice I just gave you is very important. Okay, it's very important to use often and to really get better at this. So yeah, try to start with just throwing your shurikens when you spawn. Just throw them in the general direction, and over time you will understand which maps have, like, for example, I just started right here. I'm throwing in that way. Okay, so I know there can be enemies there. See, there's an enemy, and I had a potential of killing him. Okay, so now I have a grenade. I'm throwing it. I don't know, I'm just throwing it. um you got the idea, right? So I throw the grenade. I have a potential of killing someone. So now I started right here. I'm throwing my shuriken. See, I even hit this guy. Okay, so I even killed someone. See, I throwed at the general. I don't know where the enemy is, but I just throwed all of my throwable things and shurikens, and someone died. That's a very good thing if you're trying to, like, be the top one of the leaderboard. So if you, it's always good to just throw your grenades every single time you get it. Every single opportunity you get it, you just throw your grenades. Always use that. Now I use it right here. Let's see, there's almost someone died right there. So you're not gonna get always a kill in that way, but you have a potential of getting it. And it's not that like you need that grenades for something else. I think it's you can always get a new pair of grenades or shurikens, because like there's always you know there's always a grenade around. You can always get it. I throw it, I get new pair, I throw them again, I get a new pair. So you got the idea. Okay, so this was about throwable grenades. Now I would like to talk about, I think, yeah, the next important thing, I think, what should I would like to talk about is, I think, the respawn, okay? And yeah. So in Ninja.io, there's like just a few places where you can respawn, okay? So understanding where are those places, remembering them is very helpful, and it can help you in a lot of situations. For example, like imagine that you're just like, let me just show you. I think that will be better understood. So now I'm just running around, right? And I already know that there's a respawn place right here, and I expect an enemy right there. So my my aim is in that direction. I mean, whenever, okay, so let's see. I'm just going in that direction, right? I know there is a respawning place right here, right here. There's a respawning place right here, like at the bottom, somewhere here, see? I saw an enemy, and I believe it respawned right here. There is a respawning place right here, there's a respawning place right here, and so on. Okay, you don't have to know the exact location of the respawn, but like having a good understanding of the respawning place is generally very helpful to expect an enemy and to kill it, even if you don't see it. So let me let me just demonstrate that so you can understand. So I expect an enemy right below me. I don't see the enemy, but I'm shooting, and I throw my grenades. I shoot it again. I can do this forever until I kill someone. I can guarantee you someone will die. If you do this to a respawning place, someone will eventually die. So having this in mind is helpful if you're trying to, try to kill someone without getting in their side. Try to gain kill in the leaderboard. Very important if you're trying to if you're trying to score a top 1. It's very important. So yeah, remember the respawning places. Throw everything at the respawning places. Try to kill someone. Even if you don't see them, just shoot in the direction of the respawning place, and you will eventually get a kill. I mean, not eventually, but I mean, I don't just stay in one place and throw everything at the respawning place. Just use it often. Just try to do that whenever you don't see an enemy and you have like a full Barret, you have full resources, all your bullets. You don't need all your bullets till you see an enemy. You can use it and get a free kill. So why not use it, right? Okay. So that was my advice about that. Again, very important advice, doesn't need a lot of practice, just the understanding of the game. Now, what is the next advice? So I think this is a similar advice, so I just want to talk about briefly about that. But it's very good to know like about Barret and how to get good kills at Barret without seeing your enemies. Okay, so this is a similar advice, but this is not about the respawning places. It's more about understanding the map, understanding how the map works, understanding where enemies can be. So yeah. Okay, so what is the advice about? So when you use Barret, you can always, like, I mean, if you use Barret enough, I think you had like a few moments where you just shoot at someone and someone else died, right? You don't even see who was that, where he was, but someone just died somewhere, okay? Or if you died, like, just if you were just running around and you died from someone else's Barret, or I don't know, from someone else's bullets, I think you have a good understanding of what do I mean by saying just shoot in the direction of the enemy, okay? Shoot where the enemy can potentially be. So if you know how, like, if you understand the map, it's very uh, it's very resourceful to um, shoot in the direction of an enemy. To understand where to shoot, it's very important. So let me demonstrate that. Okay, so let's pick, for example, this map. So there are a lot of places I can shoot my Barret to get a kill. For example, I know that their enemies are in this direction, so I just shoot at that. Okay, you can even track your bullet if you hold your left click when you're like you on one, like, just when you're just lying around, you can shoot your Barret and hold your left click. Just okay, so just lay down, press the left click and hold it. Now you can see where's your bullet going. So yeah, tracking your bullet is a great practice. It's a great way to get a feeling of the map, understand where your bullet can go, and you can get free kills. So let me try to do it. See, I got a free kill. It was on the different side of the map. Once again, I got a free kill. Pretty easy. I don't even do anything. I just press and hold. You don't even have to hold. You just press. If you know where to shoot, if you're experienced enough with that, but you don't have to be experienced. You just have to adjust your Barret for that. Okay, I got a double kill. So as you can see, this is very effective. This is a very cool way of getting kills, free kills. So if someone doesn't know about it, now you know it, and hopefully you can use it in your game. Okay, so this was the tip about the Barret. Now let's go to the next tip. And yeah, I think the next tip that you should know about, I think it's a very let me think what else you can do. Improve your skill. Yeah, I think the next thing is how to deal with an opponent that just respawned on you. So imagine you're just chilling yourself and someone respawned on you. What you should do. So there's a time frame. There's like I think it's just like 3 seconds or something that you can't kill your enemy, but he can kill you. So you have to be careful. Whenever someone is respawning on you, you have two options: either hide or run. So, or try to dodge, which is the same thing. I believe is running. Okay, so My suggestion is to use both of those techniques. You have to use both of them. Don't just wait till he respawn on you. Try to move around. Try to confuse him. Try to, like, if he's using Barret, try to confuse him so he will miss his Barret. And once he missed it, you can kill him with your own Barret. Okay, so that's my advice. If you see someone respawning on you, avoid his attack. Once he attacks, attack back. Okay. Of course, sometimes they don't attack, so if you're sure that he's not invulnerable anymore, you can kill him. But if you're not sure, if you're not experienced enough to understand how much exactly time it takes, because it requires a lot of experience to understand when exactly to shoot. Even myself, I played this game a lot, but I still don't have the exact timing of that. Sometimes I time it correctly, sometimes I don't. It's very hard, I want to say that. And yeah, not everyone can do that. So yeah, my suggestion is just wait till they attack. That's another tip. Okay. What other tips I can give to you that will be helpful? Let me just think. Oh yeah, yeah, very important tip. I almost forgot about that. How to use sniper and how to no, let me just give me a second. So there are two tips regarding this. One of the tips is how to shoot sniper when an enemy just stands somewhere. If an enemy just stands like on a flat ground, on a like, for example, like not in this rock, but like here, like for example here, if I'm standing where the med kit is, I can easily kill anyone that's standing right here. I just have to shoot where I'm pointing right now. I just have to shoot right here, and it will automatically kill anyone on this whole path. So if someone doesn't know, when you just shoot on the textures, as you can see, the bullet is yeah, it's like reflecting from the ground, which is not quite intuitive, but it's just reflecting from the ground. And yeah, it like flies like on the tip of the ground, and it really can kill anyone. So it's really good if you know how it works. So like if I'm just standing anywhere in this area, I will be dead. If someone shoots from here like this, I will die. If I am right here, I will definitely die. And this applies to any surface. Okay, so anywhere, not just in this map, not just um um not just in this position, but anywhere. If you um if you're standing somewhere, then you're vulnerable to those kind of attacks, and those are important attacks. I mean, to use them, a lot of people don't know. A lot of especially new players, they don't know about that. And but the pro players, they use it very often. It's the most effective way of killing someone with the Barret. I mean, I can bet that 40% of kills with Barret are like kills like that. I can bet that. Like, okay, maybe not 40, but at least 35. 35 is 100%. I mean 35 is definitely at least 35% of the kills are kills from the reflected bullets. So I really suggest you use that very often to kill your enemies, and don't even aim at your enemy. I mean, if you see, okay, let me just demonstrate that, okay? So you understand it better. So imagine I'm just going around, uh, um, I'm just going around, I'm just trying to, so let me just go to a new place to demonstrate you. Okay, so there's no new place. This is the only server with some players. Yeah, just go find a flat surface and an enemy on it and kill it. So let me just show it. So, okay, he's not standing, but let me just find an enemy that's standing on the ground. Okay, see? I wasn't aiming at blue. I knew that it will reflect from the ground. It will kill my enemy, and yeah, I just did that. You can slow down the video if you want, but okay, so let's see. See, I wasn't aiming at him. I was aiming at the ground. I can kill a lot of people like that. See, I'm aiming at the ground, and he's almost dead. Okay. See, I killed this guy. I wasn't aiming at him. Look, look. And these kind of kills are very often used by pro players, and I suggest you master that. That's very important too. If you want to get better in Ninja.io, that's a very cool thing to know, very cool thing to use. So, yep, my suggestion: use it very often, get better at it. But yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. So yeah, you're welcome. So, what I was trying to say, okay, yeah. Another tip is how to avoid those kind of attacks. Okay, it's very important to know because sometimes you're just standing there, you're facing an enemy, like 1 versus 1. Say like, okay, he's shooting at you, and standing on the ground is the worst idea you can. I mean, the worst thing you can do. You have to either hide, like behind an object on the ground, or you have to be above the ground. So keep your legs above the ground. Try to fly with your right click. Try to avoid stepping on the ground when your enemy has a shot, like especially if your enemy is using a Barret. Um, Try to avoid the ground when you're facing an enemy or wherever. Just always try to be I don't know, dynamic. Don't stand on one place for a long time because someone just can make a random shoot and you can just die without even understanding what just happened. Okay, so yeah. What else I would like to do? Yeah. Mm, are there any other tips? There are a lot of like small tips I can give it to. Yeah, I can give you if you want. Um. So maybe I should give it them right now. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should make a different video about that. Let me just think. Let me think. Um. Yeah, I can give you one more advice. This is more an advanced stuff. It requires understanding of the basics first. But yeah, this is like a more advanced thing, is that whenever you're facing an enemy with a Barret, and whenever you're facing an enemy with the Barret, check this guy, he's using Eagles. I think he's an old player. Yeah, I don't see people using Eagles often. Yeah, he's an old player. I know this guy, I think. Okay, so what was my advice? An advanced advice for Deagle players who face another Deagle player. I mean, sorry, not Deagles, a Barret player that faces another Barret player, and they're having a clash. Like they're trying to kill each other. They're shooting at each other. They're avoiding each other's attack. So, advanced pro tip is how to avoid Barret. How to do that. So, imagine that you're facing an enemy, and imagine that you both missed your attacks. Now you're reloading your Barret, and you know how much time it takes to reload. Well, you have already a good understanding of it, and um, so you understand when exactly his Barret will be reloaded. So you have to, and time when you expect his Barret to be reloaded, you have to stand still for like a very short period of time. Just stand like here, like this, in the air, still in the air, and then uh shoot, and then move, and then do. I mean, it's not necessarily to shoot, but basically you just stand still, make him feel like you're just standing there. You're an easy target. He will take an aim at you, and once he takes an aim at you, you're making a move. You're making a backflip or a front flip. I suggest a backflip. Backflip is much better, believe me. So you do a backflip, and he misses. So this is a very advanced thing to know. But that's a pro tip as well. So yeah, that is kind of the tips and the tricks I would like. Yeah, I would like to share it with you with this in this video. If I remember any kind of other tips, maybe I will make another video. Yep, I hope those kind of um tips will be helpful. Those kind of tricks will be helpful to you to improve your skill, get better at this game, to improve your rank. So yep, I hope this video was interesting to you. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more content. I'm posting videos of ninja.io, of any other game I like to play. So yep, subscribe to my channel. um don't forget to comment, like, and so on. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.